the accuracy the accuracy of this reading is intense and insane, and I don't think I expected all of that. You know what I mean? I was like, no, it's gonna be lighthearted and it's gonna be fun and everything's gonna be okay. And then here I am, like bawling like a freaking baby. Hello.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm well. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Oh, you look
Okay,
amazing.
great.
You look great.
Thank you.
Wow. I
Thank
love the
you.
hair.
Yeah, I decided to go a little exotic for you.
I love it. Exotic and a little eccentric, which is always fun, right? Look at
Always.
my little fun bandana. I wanted to be colorful with you too. I love it.
Are you a psychic? You knew what I was gonna wear.
I knew
You
what you
must
were going to
be
wear.
psychic.
Listen, some people have told me that. Some people have told me, so,
Yeah.
who knows?
Could be a good business for you. Could be good for you. Should look into it.
I'm going to look into it. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just going to first ask permission before we get started, if you allow me to connect with you to bring whatever comes through, the good, the bad, the ugly, if you're okay with all of that.
All of it. I'm okay with everything.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. So just a little bit of an explanation. We'll probably do like 25 to 30 minutes worth of a reading. I'll provide you some information. Some information might be a little bit remedial, but that's spirit just warming up, giving me information to make sure that I'm connecting with you and your energy. So just,
Okay.
we'll move along with it, and we'll move along in a positive direction. And then we'll just see where the journey takes us, And if you have any questions at the end, I always leave a little bit of time for that. And then I have my cards. People love their cards. So
Yeah.
if you want to get a card at the end, I'm more than happy to always pull a card for somebody as well. So that's always a fun time as well.
Sounds good.
Okay? And hopefully some of your family gets to join. I don't know if you let them know or not. But...
Yeah, I did. Yeah, hopefully, my grandmother and my mother, they should be jumping on here shortly. I don't see them yet, but they should be on here soon.
Okay, so. Perfect. Great. Okay, awesome. All right, so we're going to, Roy knows I love the cards. Yes, Millie, absolutely. All right, so I'm just going to start to connect, and we're going to get started now. We're just going to see where this journey takes us. And if I don't look at you, don't get offended. It's just because I'm connecting, and that's just the way that I work.
Because I'm beautiful, I get it.
Well, you're distracting because you're so gorgeous. I'm trying to get blinded by the hair. No, I'm kidding. All right, let me just see here. So, all right, so the first thing I want to bring attention to is I do feel like you just celebrated a significant time in your life. So I do feel that means that it would be something like of a birthday or some type of anniversary celebration. So that would be something that would have just happened recently within your life. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm also being drawn to a connection where I do feel like there is a very strong tie to, I want to say like western part of the United States as well, but I do feel like there is a lot of travel, or where there would be a lot of travel with family back and forth, or a loss of connection because of family being not where you are. So I feel like you were born in a certain area. I'm being drawn to like Nevada, Arizona, somewhere in that
New Mexico.
area.
Yeah.
Okay. And I do feel like you were born there, you were raised there, you migrated to California, but I do feel that there's a lot of family and still very strong tie to the New Mexico area. Would you understand that?
Yeah, they were just here last week, so yeah.
Okay. And I do feel like a lot of the family lives in New Mexico. So primarily, a lot of them are still living there. You are more of the only one that's kind of residing a little bit more distant. So when they do come out, it's a visit for you. Would you understand that? Okay.
Yeah.
I want to, I mean, I don't know your name, but I do want to say that there's some significance with your name, especially with your first name, because I do feel succession with your name. So what they're showing me is a line of people. So I do feel like your name has succession. So I do feel like you are one of many in this name. So I do feel like it's something of a carry down. So before you give too much information, I ask you, would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
My government name or my drag name?
Your government name.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm going with your government name. But I also want to say that they're bringing attention to your drag name as well, because I also feel like your drag name is also something with the succession as well. So I feel like both of your names are being brought to a carry down or a connection or a tie to family. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So your government name, I'm being drawn to father. So I do feel like, okay, your father would be one above you, but then I also feel like there is one more above him as well. So would you understand three? Okay, so yes. Two before you. Okay. That would be your grandfather. So I feel I'm being drawn to your grandfather. So I feel like your grandfather, would you understand that he would have been, I feel like he's, let me just see something here. Would you know if his birthday would be in the month of November? I'm being drawn to the month of November for him. Okay. Okay. As I tune into your energy, I tune into your father. I do feel that there's a very strong connection between you and your father. So I do feel like there's a tremendous amount of support. And I really want to say that I feel like your father has really been the sole provider or the main source of parenting in growing up. Would you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
He really gave a lot. So I feel like he did a lot, gave a lot for you, for family, to be able to provide. So I'm getting like a providing feeling, and that he really went above and beyond to really make sure that you got what you needed to, at least to get through life and get to where you need to be. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
I feel like he has a birthday that's going to be coming up as well in the next couple of months. Would you understand that? So I'm being drawn towards like July, August, September. I'm being more like, I feel like it's like more towards the end there, but it's in that area. Would you understand within those 3 months that he would be celebrating a birthday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I do get a vibe about him that he's very, very carefree, very, very lighthearted. I do, I feel something with motorcycles. Would you understand?
Yeah.
Would you understand motorcycles with him?
Uh-huh.
I feel like a biker dude, but
yeah, he is. Yeah.
it's like a really interesting dynamic for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like he gets a lot of enjoyment with this, and I do feel that he shares this passion and this love with somebody else, okay, that also does share this passion and does like go on these journeys. I feel like they do bike rides, or they do like these motorcycle rides. You know what I mean? I feel happiness with him as I feel into your energy around him. I do feel that he is happy. So I feel like he found happiness, okay, because I do feel like the beginning of his life, you know, it was a struggle. It was very, very rough for him. Okay. So I do feel like he finally did find happiness again. So when I feel that, I want to say that I feel he might have gotten remarried or might be in a partnership right now with someone who understands him and does really love him, and truly there's a connection there now. Okay. So would you understand that as well?
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I tune into this woman, I want to say that I feel like you have your own siblings, but I also feel like you have adopted siblings through this as well. Would you understand that?
Yes.
I feel feminine energy around you, so I'm being drawn to say 2. Would you have 2 sisters?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Okay. And then would you understand that you have, through this partnership, I feel like there is one more, another girl as well, but I'm also being drawn to another guy. So I do feel like there is one male in this as well. So would you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like he is also a bit removed. So I want to say that he is very removed or not really connected. I am being drawn to very, very south of our country. So I do feel like it's down very, very south. Okay. So I do
Texas,
feel, okay. I feel removal from him a little bit. So I do feel a bit of a disconnect. I feel like her daughter is a lot more involved, or there is a lot more of a connection. Okay.
Yeah. She's annoying as hell. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She's always there.
That makes sense. I feel like her name's a little bit different, not very, very common, or it might be spelt differently. Would you understand that?
Yeah. Yeah. Spelled completely differently. Yeah.
So
not
it's
something you see all the time.
Right. So it's pronounced phonetically a certain way, and I feel like you would think it's spelled a certain way, but they are telling me that it's spelled a little bit differently, and it is a little bit off brand. Okay.
Totally.
I'm getting a letter P for her, so I do feel like it's a P name. All right. But I just telling me that don't think it's the common name with a P. Okay.
No. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
I get countryside with them also. So I do feel like they live on a very open area, or they do have quite like a nice open area of land. I get kind of like a farmish type of feel. Would you understand that? So completely opposite of what we would see like in Los Angeles. Okay. So
Yeah.
I just feel like we're on a completely different area.
Okay? Definitely, for sure.
Okay. I love that. There is family. I want to say that I just feel that the family is very, very huge with you. So you do have a very, very large family, and I feel like it's very, very extended. I'm getting a ton of information. It's very, very extended. It just grows and grows and grows, and it keeps growing. All right. They're telling me you and your sister are connected somehow, and I just feel like this has to do something again in the same direction that it has to do with your father, okay, and your grandfather. So I want to say that, does your sister have the same name as you in drag?
Yeah, we're both Sabryna. Yeah.
Okay.
Same spelling and everything. Yeah.
Okay. She's also, like your father, she gives a tremendous amount to family. I feel like she gives her whole heart to her family, and I do feel a lot of energy with her, okay? But I'm getting the reverse of what you are. So you are one boy with two sisters. I feel like she is the reversed. I feel like it is one girl with two boys. Would you understand that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she has two sons.
Okay, does she have a daughter as well?
She does, yeah.
Okay, so it's the reverse. Okay, so that's what.
Yeah, one daughter and two
They're
sons.
flipping. They're flipping what you are. Okay. I feel your other sister as well has family, mother. I feel mother energy with her as well. Would you understand that? They're telling me flower.
Yeah.
They're saying flower for her. Would you understand flower for her?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Her name is Flower. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give a little bit more information, and then we can elaborate a little bit on what I'm giving you, so that way people can understand the information a little bit better, okay?
Yeah.
I do want to say, and I do feel energy coming through a little bit from someone on the other side, and they're just making a mention, but I don't want to bring them through fully yet. But I do want to say, does your sister have a son that would be named after someone that would have been older or would have been, okay? Because I do feel like he is coming in and saying, that boy is named after me. That boy is named after me. All right, so there's an honor coming through again with succession of name. So I just want you to understand that. All right, I do have two people stepping forward. All right, I'm going to bring them through in a little bit, but I do want to continue with what I'm picking up on you psychically first before I bring them through. All right. He's also telling me that this boy, okay, is born very close to the holidays. Very close to the holidays. Would you understand that? Okay, so that to me means it has to be around December, because I do feel like that would be the strongest holiday period where he would be coming through, okay?
Yeah.
I feel like she really likes to make herself look pretty, but I get accessories with her. Like she likes to over accessorize, or she
sells jewelry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she sells jewelry. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm getting accessories with her, a tremendous amount of accessories. So I didn't know if she likes a lot of it or she just is embarked in it. So that would make sense then. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to keep going because there's a lot coming through and I don't want to stop the flow. You can acknowledge everything at the end, okay?
Sure.
They're showing me June as a very significant month for your father, and I believe that this would be something that has to do with the union because they're showing me balloons and they're showing me cake and celebration. Would you understand the month of June for your father?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, because there's something there that's really showing a really strong union, okay?
Yeah.
It's so funny because this guy's showing me, I feel like this guy did things with Holmes, who's here coming through. So I feel like he did stuff with homes and he's showing me real estate, and he's telling me people are involved in real estate, or there's family that does a lot of real estate. Real estate is like important. So I want to say that there might be people that do real estate brokering or that sell homes or do things like this. I'm being brought to the women in the family though. I feel like it's the women in the family that do this.
Yeah.
Okay. He's telling me, his grandchild. I feel like this would be your aunt. Would your aunt be someone who would be doing this? Does your aunt your aunt does real estate? Okay. All right. I get very scattered energy with her. Would you understand that?
Oh my God, yes. She's insane.
Okay. I feel that. I feel very scattered with her energy. I feel like she's a little all over the place. I also feel like, she's got herself into her own little mix-ups as well. Like she's got herself into some trouble along the way. Oh, so so I just want, all right, because this is what they're telling me, and they're like, oh no, she's not innocent.
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, we learned from the best. It was her.
Well, I just want to say, I'm going to just say this is your aunt, so I do feel like everyone that's really communicating is on your father's side. I feel a strong absence from your mother's side.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Really strong absence, okay? And a really strong disconnection. All right? So they're telling me this is his sister. This would be your father's sister.
Yes.
Okay. Aquarius. I think she's an Aquarius.
I'm not sure what sign that is.
I feel like,
January.
I
Is
feel like
January
it
Aquarius?
depends on where she is. I mean, if the cutoff is like the 21st, I believe, or something like that.
20, she's the 22nd.
So she might be on Aquarius. Okay, so she's in Aquarius. She's right there on the cusp then.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because it explains to me how her energy is as well, you know, with that sign, I feel. So I do feel scattered energy. I do feel like she is someone that's gotten herself in mixed up with some things. You know, is trying to get her life back on track a little bit, but she always tries to find her way back into some messes here and there. Okay?
Yeah.
This guy who's coming through on the other side is making a very strong mention of this boy, which is your sister's son. Okay, so I do feel like he is coming through with a really strong connection to him. All right, so I want you to understand that he is telling me that he is around him tremendously. Okay, and I feel like what they did or what you do is you shortened his name. He's telling me they shortened his name. It's like his name is cut in half. The name is shortened. All right.
Yeah.
So they don't call him by his real name or by what this individual coming through is. I do feel like this individual. But this would be, again, this is too removed from you. I'm feeling great grandfather. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Well, he's showing me my month. I was born October 11th. So he's bringing me towards that date for his birthday. He feels it's significant for him. So would you understand October for him?
I wouldn't, but I honestly don't remember his birthday. So it could be.
Okay. Would you understand? He's telling me that he's a very, very hard worker and he sees that in you with what you do. So he's a very, very diligent man.
Very,
very, very hardworking. I do get blue collar with him. So I do feel like he's someone that worked very, very hard with his hands. And I also get something with like the sun, being outside in the sun a lot and taking a lot of beating from the sun. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really, really important. I also feel like he started off at a very, very minuscule role and he grew into something and developed something of his own because of what he accomplished. All right. So I feel like he owned his own company is what he's telling me towards the end. He developed and owned his own company. All right. He worked very hard at what he did. All right. But I'm being drawn to something construction related because of the fact that he's showing me the real estate and the homes. So I'm being drawn to something construction related, but it has to do something with being outside a lot more because of the fact that I am feeling sun beating on me.
Yeah.
All right. And I feel like I'm getting a tan. So I just want to say that maybe it's something to do with roofing or something.
Roofing,
Okay. Because I'm feeling the sun here. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very hot for me. So he is telling me that he did pass, but he passed after his wife. So would you understand that?
Yeah.
Coming through now because she said, let him talk. And then I'm coming through. She goes, let him talk because I am much more energetic. So let him get it out of his system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you understand that? Because I do feel like this woman coming through is a little more of a feisty energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Like fiery and spicy. And I want to say that I feel like this would be his wife, which would be your grandmother. Okay.
Yeah.
She's telling me he worked on the roof. Try raising like 10 children. You know what?
Yeah, close to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She is telling me that she has some heartache in her life, that she did lose a child. Would you understand that she did lose a child?
God, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she is saying, so she is saying that she lost, and I'm being brought to a daughter. She's telling me my daughter is with me. My daughter is with me. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. She is saying that she lived into like her 80s. So she's telling me she had a good life. She could have went longer though. She had a lot more to give. She was very energetic, very feisty. Okay, a lot of fire. I do get that she was kind of like the matriarch of the family. People really enjoyed. She had people over. I get cooking with her. I get holidays. I get music and dance and just a lot of life and love with her. All right. Mm-hmm. She is coming through saying also that even though her life could have gone longer, she does feel like she lived a good life because she saw a lot more than normal people get to see at her age. Because she is really coming through with a lot of love and acknowledgement for the fact that she's bringing a mention about her marriage being very, very long and a true love in the union. I mean, she's saying to me, like, she's showing me 50 plus.
Over 50, yeah.
Yeah, she's going like, this is like a long union here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's also saying that, he got on her nerves every so often.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Okay, she's like, he got annoying towards the end. He got annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. I also feel like her name might have been shortened or something like that, but I am getting 3 letters for her name.
Mm-hmm.
Would you understand 3 letters for her name?
I would. Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Like a head of hair. Like she had a head of hair on her. I feel like it was short, but it was full. Do you know what I mean? It was a full head of hair. I do feel like she liked to dress, so I do feel like she presented herself really like in a fun way, but colorful almost. Like,
She
you know what
loved
I
getting
mean?
dressed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel that. All right.
Yeah.
She's mentioning to me grandchildren, great grandchildren. She's saying like multiple, like many. She's like giving me like 15, 20. She's like going up in both. She's like
so
big
many.
family. Big family, okay?
Yeah.
She's coming through with a lot of acknowledgement. I'm just going to say this name. She's saying Anne. Do you know an Anne?
That's her daughter, my Auntie Anne.
A lot of acknowledgement. Did your aunt do a lot with your great-grandfather? Because I do feel like she cared for him a lot or did a lot for him. Okay, there's acknowledgement coming through on the fact that she's saying thank you towards the end, because I do feel like your grandfather did struggle towards the end and did have such an agile man, full of life with what he did, and there is acknowledgement coming through, okay, with that as well. So I just want you to understand that, and there's recognition coming through with Anne, okay?
Yeah.
I do also want to let you know, and if your family is watching, that they are together with their daughter. Okay, so they are united. It's a trio. It's like a trinity. They are together. They are in peace. I do feel like they both passed early 2000s. Would you understand that as well?
Yes.
Okay. They're also coming through with acknowledgement for another daughter here. They're showing me the Lucille Ball show for some reason.
That's my grandmother.
Okay, so acknowledgement's coming through for her because I do feel like she did a lot with you and for your family. I feel like she stepped in almost in a mother role. Would you understand that? Because they're coming through with saying like she raised her children, but she raised children again. Okay. Yeah. And they're coming through saying we raised her right because she did stepped in and did what she needed to do when the time was right. Okay. And I want you to understand that. All right. Is her birthday also? She's an Aquarius as well. I feel like her birthday's in February. Would you understand that? Okay.
It is.
Okay. I also get with her very hardworking energy, but I also get like your great grandmother. She is fiery. She is spicy. She is, and she likes to keep herself young. So in no way are we going to say that she's in her 70s. We're telling her she's in her 50s. You know what I mean? Like, she's very about keeping a young appearance, looking good. I feel like she's very slender, and she does look really great for her age. She does keep up with the times a lot, okay? Mm-hmm. She has a very young spirit. Is she like kind of seeing somebody, or is she like dating somebody? Because okay, because they're mentioning this to me. They're like, he's okay. What they're saying to me is like, I don't know if he can keep up with her.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what I'm getting from her. All right. But I feel a tremendous amount of love from your grandmother towards you. And I feel like there's nothing but support, all right, coming from her in all different directions for you and your siblings as well. I feel a really tight union and a really great unity between her and your father and the 3 of you as well into the grandchildren. They're telling me that your daughter's daughter is also very fiery. A little bit of a spitfire, this girl is. Would you understand that?
My sister's daughter?
Yeah, she's fun. Yes. She's playful. She likes to be colorful as well. So it's like almost like coming down the line. You know, it's like a personality thing that's coming down in succession. All right. I just want to say that again. They're coming through. They they completely support and understand, and they want you to understand that when times were tough, okay, they stepped in to help you get through difficult situations, all right, on the other side, okay, because they are able to divinely intervene and help you with things, okay? I do feel some financial struggles with different people within your family, okay? So I do want to say that there have been hard times. I also want to say that I do feel some issues in different areas within tough situations that would have occurred as well with family, all right? I know you said that I could be open with you, so I do want to say that I do
Yeah.
feel that there have been some legal or court issues that have occurred with you as well. I wanted to let you know that during those tough times, they have been there to be able to help you and get you through these tough, difficult situations. All right. And they want you to understand that even though people may think, or you may have thought at certain times that they may not understand fully what you do, they are completely supportive and understand on the other side, because there's nothing but love and admiration for the life that you live and the life and joy you give to others. And that's what they like, because I feel like that is how your great grandmother lived, is to provide light and love and life to others as well. Coming through with a lot of acknowledgement in that. Okay. So I want you to understand that. There's also some type of acknowledgement coming through for the fact that you are really trying to get your life definitely back on a track. All right, definitely back in order. So there have been some bumps along the way. All right, you have made some mistakes along the way. There have been some battles with addiction and stuff like that along the way. And you are now definitely working towards moving forward in the right direction. And you're learning from your mistakes, and the lessons are being learned so that we don't repeat them again. Would you understand that?
Yes, very much.
Okay. The library is open, girl. The library is open.
I told you, honey. I'm trying to. I told you. I was like, oh, I like being funny, and here I am, like, bawling, like, like, oh, because there's so many things, like, yeah, that I'll explain. I mean, I'll go over at the end with you, but like, yeah.
I definitely feel. I mean, I'm going to end it with this because they are starting to step forward. But I do feel like, that there is nothing but love and light coming from them. Okay, so know that you have them on your side, really, really working with you. And I feel like they really had a message, and there's a lot of gratitude coming through, because I feel like there may have never been an opportunity for them to come through. They've been past quite some time, and they've had a lot to say, and they really haven't had much of an opportunity to be able to provide much information or insight to let you know how they are working or guiding with your family. So just know that they are around, all of them. Please let your sister know that your grandfather is really energetically tied to that one son. I just want to say that I'm being I feel like the name begins with the letter L, but for some reason I feel like it's shortened. So I just okay. So I just want to say that there's definitely something there with the connection. Okay, and I just feel like it's really, really important for you. All right, and I am going to now leave you with that. Okay, that's a lot of psychic paralysis that you're in. So you're like, oh, your hair might be on too tight. But listen. But I do want to say, whatever you can remember and validate for me, that would be great now, so that we can let the people that are watching really understand how all this information plays into your life.
Definitely. We started originally talking about, of course, the family of succession with my name being Anthony. And my grandfather, my father's father is Anthony, my father is Anthony, and then I am Anthony. So I am the third. They used to call me Trips. So I used to work with the three of them, so triple. And then also my drag name Sabryna. My little sister is Sabryna.
Oh, okay.
You did mention the sister with the flower. The flower name, her name is Lily. Okay. And she is also, you did say she was tied to a mother, but it was more of a mother figure. It was her grandmother's name was Lily.
Wow.
And so she is also Lily. We have different fathers.
Right.
You mentioned the sister that's not part of my family, but that is adopted sister with the P name that's spelled weird. Her name is Felicia.
Oh.
But it's spelled like Phillicia. I don't know. It's crazy. So it's spelled a little bit differently, but yes, with the P name, P Felicia. So it's not the typical P name. My great grandmother, who came through, you said she had 3 letters in her name. Her name was Ida. So yeah, it was those 3. And she did pass early 2000s. And I did not get to go to her funeral. because of some legal issues. And so I think that was a big thing for me to know that she was here. My great grandfather's name is Lorenzo, which was the L name.
There you go.
That you were seeing, and my nephew is named Lorenzo also, but we shorten it, so we call him Enzo instead of Lorenzo. So his name is Enzo, or we call him Enz. So that was like spot on. Lucille Ball, my grandmother's name is Lucille, and she loves Lucille Ball. That's her favorite actress of all time. And so, and she actually, it was so crazy. She happened to jump on here as you were like talking about it. And I think that her energy jumping on, all of a sudden, like everything kind of just came through. And they would say that she would say that she was their favorite daughter. But I have a feeling since Auntie Anne kind of, came through, and my Auntie Anne, she's kind of like the loud one, you know what I mean, of the group. But yeah, that definitely is it. But yes, my family is very feisty. My grandmother is a very young 75, but she looks like she's in her 50s, but like you were saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the roofing business. My great grandfather was a roofer growing up, and then his sons kind of took over with that business. And it wasn't necessarily his business, but it was named after, like, it was Otero and Sons.
Okay.
Roofing. So it was, kind of, he probably felt like it was his. He was a very proud man.
Yeah.
So everything that his kids had, he had.
Yeah, I feel that a lot of pride with him. Like,
yeah, he was very proud, and he would kind of piss off my great grandma every now and then. He loved to kiss her, and he was a jokester. He was great. He was funny. He was loud. He was till the very last breath. Pinching his nurses' butts and whatever he could. That was just him. And he used to say, love the life that you live. That was his. We only get one life. Love the life that you live. And he was a very big part of my growing up. And so I think that's why when you said that there's a disconnect from my mother's family and everything was more pushed to my father's family, my grandmother Lucille is my matriarch of my family. And so she kind of, we were always with her at their houses and stuff. I'm trying to think of what else you said, but yeah, my aunt, Celicia, the crazy one, she's kind of the scatterbrain one. That's just her. Struggles with addiction. Yeah, I like I told you before, I'm an open book for the most part. Everybody knows my story. And I was heavily addicted to crystal meth for 5 years, and it was a crazy time for me. But to know that I had kind of people walking with me, and that means a lot because they were very wonderful people. My great grandparents.
They were tremendously. Just so you know, that there was definitely a strong divine intervention that happened, because what I was getting was concern that if they didn't step in, your life really escalated and could have taken a turn that would have not been what you would have thought of. Okay, so know that they were there to really help you. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's really what I can. It was the accuracy. The accuracy of this reading is intense and insane, and I don't think I expected all of that. You know what I mean? I was like, no, it's going to be lighthearted and it's going to be fun and everything's going to be okay. And then here I am, like, bawling like a freaking baby. But you did mention my dad's birthday. It is August 22nd is my father's birthday. So you did say within those months. And then my grandmother's birthday is February 16th. And so you did talk about those as well. So yeah, I can't really remember anything other than my little sister Sabryna. She has two boys and one girl.
I'm so excited that we got to do this. And like I said, you've seen me do Marina Mac, right? I don't know if you saw Rosemary Galore, but I'm just so excited we were able to really connect and do this, because it is fun to really bring you on and have people see a different side of you. Do you know what I mean? Like a more vulnerable side.
I'm not very vulnerable very often.
I brought it out.
Yeah, you definitely did. Definitely. Yeah, for sure.
I definitely brought it out. And I just want you to understand that, don't have any regret. Don't have any feelings towards not being able to be there when your great grandmother passed. Okay, she understands that situations were occurring, and that whatever you would have said to her then and when it would have happened, she's already heard from you in your mind with communication and through messages as well. All right, and she is just saying to call upon them a little bit more, because she is saying that they don't hear from you as often as they would like. all right? And they do miss that communication because they are there to help you tremendously. So don't be embarrassed or shy to talk to them in your mind or talk to them out loud when you're alone. They do want to hear from you, and they do really love you and what you do, all right? So I just want you to understand that.
Yeah, I never knew. They were very old school and Latino and machismo.
Yeah.
And the gay thing was enough, much less the drag thing.
It's a different
so,
world on that side, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different world.
And so, like you said, like the embarrassment, it was more of that, like, I didn't, you know what I mean? I couldn't tell them, I couldn't speak to them. And so now that they're gone, I didn't feel like I could do that. But with this validation, I know that,
100%.
Now that I know that I can.
There is no judgment on the other side. I tell people this all the time, and I work with a lot of the LGBTQ community, and I always tell them, do not be afraid to talk to your loved ones and spirits. There's no judgment on the other side. They see nothing but love and light and respect for you now. Do you know what I'm saying? So how they would have perceived you here is completely different now on the other side. Do not be afraid. Do not be embarrassed. Okay?
Okay. Great. Awesome.
They want you to understand that. Miss Sabryna Williams first. Okay? All right. Here we go. All right. So this is interesting. You got broken heart, but upside down. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this normally indicates like a dark time that is now behind you, okay? Or that is passing by. It's already come through, okay? Sunny skies and better times are headed on the horizon. The light of the sun is bringing a time of redirection for you, a time of reassessment for situations that might have happened in the past. Let yourself consider where you want to go next. Where is the journey for Sabryna Williams going next? Spend time to reflect on those difficult times in the past, okay? And what was the lesson that you needed to learn? So that way, when you move forward in your life, okay, you will not carry through this broken heart. And this broken heart can mean not only relationship, it can mean a broken heart of career, broken heart of family, broken heart of friendship, okay? Was it about self-love? Was it about empowerment, okay? Remember that you have the strength to overcome any obstacle.
Okay, that's a great card.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. That's a wonderful card. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That was
so
great.
I want you to understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed doing this with you. I know that we have been trying to work and get this together for quite some time.
Yeah.
Right. A couple of weeks. Right. But we finally did it. We came together, and it's been so fun.
Yeah, it was. Oh, my grandmother. Yeah, she's saying you're amazing. My love loved this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Follow me along. I do this all the time. So if you want to watch more readings with more queens.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Once a week. Yeah,
I've watched everything on your YouTube. I've watched everything on your Instagram, live like feeds and channels and all that good stuff. Your Instagram TV, IGTV, and stuff like that. So it's fabulous. Yeah. So if you guys are here, please follow. This is obviously he knows what he's doing.
I appreciate it. I love this so much. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. And hopefully when I come out to Palm Springs, I get to meet you.
Please. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
I have a
come
list
sooner than later. Well, don't come in the summer. You'll hate it. Don't come in the summer.
Oh, well, I was planning to come for Miss Anita's birthday. So.
Oh, well, nobody likes Anita Rose. It's fine. Just those 3 girls on that card. That's those 2 girls on that card. That's it.
and that's Anita Rose anyway. So it's her other 2 personalities. So it doesn't really
exactly.
It doesn't make a difference, right?
No, that would be fabulous. Yes, please come down. It'll be a great time. We'll kiki. We'll have a blast. We'll have a good time. So, for sure.
I love that. Thank you so much. Twin Mom, you can, just DM me and we can set something up. We could do a reading. We'll work something out. Anyone who's interested, just send me a DM. We'll work it out. So it's been awesome. Any questions for me before I let you go, Miss Sabryna Williams?
I don't think so. I think, I've got a lot to think about.
The paralysis.
So,
I know. Well, I just want to let everybody know that this reading will be on my IGTV, but it will also be on my YouTube approximately 2 to 3 weeks from now. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, please watch it. It will be edited. It will be tweaked. It'll have a nice introduction. We'll have something fun. So definitely follow and subscribe and like as well. Appreciate all the support. And please follow this beautiful queen. I wish nothing but love and light, my dear.
Thank you so much, Roy. It was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Enjoy and have a great week, all right?
You too.
Thank you for another episode of Reading the Queen. Bye.
Bye.